You're not comfortable telling us numbers in terms of how much the business makes and
no,
how many uniforms you make per year?
No, we make enough uniform to try other things.
What other things?
Like business, to buy machines. Remember, the problem with the uniform business, it's just evolving every year.
What does that mean?
You get new technology. Like most of the schools now, they go to sublimation.
Okay.
So if you don't have that technology, it means you have to depend on someone.
Yeah.
And that person is easy to, to take that business somewhere else.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's a good business. It's just that if we can get support from government, it will even be much better.
What's the problem? So we've mentioned the IDC, Department of Trade and Industry, PIC and others. What's the support that entrepreneurs like you? I mean, we're speaking black, tick. We're speaking manufacturing, tick. And it's arguably even sexy. You're doing school uniform. That's something that everyone can be like, hey, my child wears this. What type of support do people like you? Because I mean, at some point there was 100 black industrialist program, I think under Uzuma. I don't know what happened to that. And I would have thought that people like yourself would be at the forefront of, we're going to take Cliffton and we're going to turn him into the Elon Musk, or I think from a clothing, it's Amancio Ortega, who's one of the biggest, if not the wealthiest textiles guy in the world. We're going to turn you into the Aliko Dangote, Amancio Ortega of textiles on the African continent. People will talk about you everywhere in the world. Dollar billionaire, I manufacture these things, I create these jobs, and what type of support would you want to see?
Machinery. Machine to do these things are very expensive. The machine that it used to be 100,000, let's say 10 years ago, today is 500,000-600,000. So you grow the business, you need to get machinery. It's impossible.
Okay.
But if like institution like, let's say, the small business development department can be able to to cushion those processes for us, to make it easier, let's say for manufacturers to get equipment, yes, to have different programs, so that when you go to IDC, they don't ask you a pile of documents that you don't even have. Yes. Because if I can get, let's say, 20 machines, knitting machines, I can tell you, I can put 200 students there that can learn how to knit.
Do you believe when there's rumors? There've been rumors. Do you believe Do you believe the rumors that certain government officials are funded by, whether we'll say it's the Chinese or could be the Taiwanese here or Indians here, to be like, leave the space alone. Don't subsidize, don't teach, don't empower anyone. We're fine. And just like in Mafia, we'll give you a little bit of money to just make sure, don't disrupt this thing. We'll keep importing a container. Don't worry about things like VAT and those things. We'll just keep dumping these things. Sometimes even the counterfeits. How did this counterfeit? We had Kasparov has t-shirts at some point. How are they selling those things at China City? Who
and
lets
those
these
guys,
things
they
through?
sell them openly. How do they get exemptions at the harbors? Because sometimes I've got a container of yarn from Turkey. You get so much problems.
Yeah.
And then it's just yarn inside.
Sure.
But
And you're doing things the right way.
Yeah, but the guy that brings fakes
seems to not have a problem. How did they get in here?
That's the challenge. So I cannot say, yes, somebody's funding who somewhere, Yeah, because I don't have proof of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
But
Sorry.
it's hard,
You're passionate about youth development. And one of the things you and I have spoken about is your willingness to want to share your knowledge, your skills, and more particularly to be like, listen, I manufacture school uniform. If you come from a small town somewhere, if you have access to certain schools, I don't want to supply them. I want you to be that person and I'll supply you.
That's what
best price. You'll make your own money and you'll become the go-to person there.
Before COVID, we had social development. It has close to 200-300 cooperatives that were sewing school uniform for various townships. Most of the cooperatives that were doing jerseys, I was doing panels for them.
Okay. This is under the Department of Social Development?
Yes. Okay. I was doing the patterns for them to make it easier for them.
Sure.
Yes. Not make a complete garment, but sew the material.
Yeah.
So that they can cut it themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and make the garment that they want to make.
Sure.
So it's my passion to take someone who doesn't have an idea.
Yeah.
You know, someone who doesn't have anyone that can help him or her.
Yeah.
You know, and bring them into the space.
Yeah.
Yes. I help them a lot.
Sure.
It's just that a lot of them, they get discouraged.
Why?
They don't have money. Because remember, these things, you have to buy them.
Sure.
And sell.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
So you'll find the person is willing. You know, sometimes you'll give him stock.
Yeah.
But only to find out with experience as well. He doesn't come back with the money. You know, somebody also bag.
Yeah.
He goes to KZN.
Yeah.
Astoge, aboye, bamkutuze. What do you do? The demand is big for schoolwear, and you'll never ever get it right. Because each and every year, kids are just piling at schools.
I know it's your business, and it's your bread and butter. The idea of scrapping school uniform for kids. I know some schools, there was a school that my kids went to, and I appreciate it very much because it was one of the things I was passionate about. Practical schools for primary kids, school kids. Yeah. The school went with dark colors, which I thought was nice. They went for golf shirts, especially those ones that don't need to be ironed. They allowed the kids to wear shorts, and they allowed the kids to wear any type of black shoe, sneaker, what. They weren't strict on formal shoes, a white shirt, and those things.
Yeah.
So that's the evolution of school uniform and making it practical, which I appreciate. The idea of scrapping school uniform, outside now of business, of your business, philosophically, what do you think about that for our country, especially considering that people don't have money and those things?
It needs to come with a lot of discipline. Yes. Remember, the more people or children are going to wear whatever they want, the discipline is going to be a problem.
Okay.
Yes. There is no way that you can discipline those kids.
It's better for them to all wear the same thing and not compete, and this one is wearing this thing.
You know, a lot of them are going to come with branded clothing.
Yeah.
You know, and that is going to cause trouble.
Yeah.
Because you'll find this one stole my what shoes, you know.
Yeah.
So to avoid that, everybody must wear
the uniform.
And you must understand one thing. Sometimes, yes, people will tell you that uniform is expensive.
The problem is that it's become expensive.
Yeah, but remember, there's someone who's going to tell you that wearing a teki that is 20,000 and he only wears it once a month.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is true.
School uniform is like PPE for the kids.